entry of eligible cannabis mezzo business lottery applicants into the September 11th mezzo business registration lottery. Approve utility easements for Grand Park. Award contract for the Lake Zebra boat launch improvements. Request approval of the 26-27 law enforcement service contracts. Review and approve the 26-27 Minnesota Family Investment Program biennial plan. Approve revised legislative citizen commission on Minnesota resources grant application for a regional groundwater protection and soil health initiative program, and approve Olmsted County public facing fees.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Now what? Is that a new record?
I think that probably was, yes.
Yeah. All right. So we're on to board and committee reports. Greg says no. Earl says no. Dave?
Well, just a cursory report. So I'm a member of the Three Rivers Community Action CAP.
Okay, yeah.
CAP program. We meet every month up in Zumbrota. I think noteworthy. I mean, it's I wasn't necessarily really fond of going on to that, but it'd be hard for you to take me off now, Mr. Chair, because I think they really do some pretty good work. They have access to a lot of federal money and some state money, and they distribute it, I think, pretty well. A couple of noteworthy things I'll just mention. I think maybe we all know about this, but they just kind of jumped their last hurdle on the property that they have on 4th Street, and I forget it, something like a 30 unit facility there near the old root beer stand on 4th Street. And then they're also working on one, and frankly, it may be complete out near where the Bible College was. So they're contributing to our housing matters. And the other thing I'll just mention, I'm also part of the Whitewater Watershed District group, and we meet, I think, quarterly. So only have had 2 meetings, but interesting group. We did have some conversation about the soil health program the other day, and I'll just say it kind of politely. I was surprised at that level. I seem personally to have more urgency for that than anybody in the room. And I was a little surprised about that. And the people were saying, well, it's okay for some land, but they want to put it in, they want to just make it widespread and so on. Maybe that's legitimate, but because we're not going to get every piece of land anyway. But I left that thinking, well, I'm more passionate about this than these people are, and they're frankly right in the middle of the arena. So with respect to what I thought their concern probably should have superseded mine, but I don't think it did. So as we embark into this soil health program, I think we need to do a little work with the region in terms of upgrading their sensitivity towards this and trying to get it at least maybe to our level. Olmsted County can't go up there alone, I don't think, and we have to have partners. And so to the extent we can get partners engaged in our effort, better chance we're going to have. That's it.
That's for Bob.
Nothing to report.
Brian.
I guess I do have some report. I am on the Winlac Watershed District, and I'm also on the Root River Watershed District. I was able to go out to some of the job sites. The Winlac has a project going right on the north side of St. Charles, and that seems to be going fairly well. It's in the 2nd stage, I believe. And then the Root River Watershed District, we were down to Forestville Center down, and there had been, I think it was over $1 million invested in doing shoreline preservation. And even after the high waters that we had just a few weeks ago, Minimal damage, there was some, but it looked like a good process and it's something definitely for the future, for the land and stuff down there. A lot of trees, hundreds of trees planted down in there. So I guess that's all I really have for a report.
So,
Nothing to report.
yeah, one report and one thing I want to talk about. So my report, Lake Zumbro had a similar trip and we went around looking at various projects that our soil and water conservation districts do under the WAGs, which is watershed something for Greater Zumbro. And they do some great projects. And then we finished at Rossman Farms where they do rotational grazing. So a lot of good work being done in our watershed. So I appreciate that. So that's it for reports. I just wanted to talk about, I don't know how to phrase this, but last week, I was in a middle of a DMC meeting and I get a text from my sister saying, I need you to call mom and dad because there's been a shooting at school and I'm okay. And I just want you to let them know. And so my sister works at Annunciation and she was walking into the church when the shooting happened. Had to help clear kids out and deal with, parents of 2 dead children and parents of kids that are still in the hospital fighting for their lives. And I don't like feeling helpless, and I feel like a citizen and a county commissioner, I feel helpless that our society does not want to take care of this problem where we don't have ability to deal with people who have severe mental health concerns, and we don't have any willpower to keep guns out of the hands that are people that are dangerous. So I think we got to look inside and figure out what we're going to do about this, because that could happen at Annunciation. It could happen to any of our kids or grandkids. And it's pretty sad.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I've suggested before, and I really truly believe it, no legislative body wants to take this on. Not any group faction wants to take this on. The only organization that has ever solved a problem is public health. And I know that our public health is overburdened with everything else that I've told them that they should be working on or suggested that they work on. But truly, this is a public health problem, because when people die, public health says we should do something about that. We have too many deaths. And statewide, there's a public health organization, but they're the ones that I believe that could formulate legislation just like they did with the smoking, to move it forward to the legislature to say, look, we have to have something like this that's supported by public health. So, but it's an issue for other people to think about. And I do appreciate Denise and Shagar and everybody else in public health. And I know that I've suggested that before, but truly, nobody's doing anything. So that's where I suggest that the state could go if they wanted to do this.
I appreciate that. All right, with nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
This is
A record.
first class.
14 was a record.
Everyone done?
Future chairs have a record to do.
Yes.
That's
Just could hear it.